Hello and welcome. This exciting episode is a sewing vlog, so just snippets from a couple of different projects that I'm getting organised. Oh, and I added some more strawberries to the strawberry jacket that used to be the apricot floral jacket. It's very exciting.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
Okay, we're about halfway through the month, well, almost, and I've done a few things, but the rack is crammed full of things that I was hoping to get to, and yeah, I think I need to be more realistic about what I'm going to be able to achieve this month. So I think I'll get rid of the ones that I wanted to bead. I'm not going to have time for much beading this month, so I'll remove those ones. These ones are part of the Desperately Seeking Susan capsule collection that I'm working on, and they're also that front one is the one that I just started, and I'll leave the mock-ups on here too because they're things I've made this month. So I'll put them on the rack. And the strawberry jacket, I still need to do a little bit more. There's some work on the back, areas on the back that aren't finished. And also there's a few little flowers and things on the front that I want to add. So here we go. These are the things I've already made this month. Or the gold one, I want to add ruby beads to. The Egyptian tweed, I have to finish the gold beading on. And now I've put back the those two ones are dresses I want to make. That one is my favourite production still. It's got the same colours in it. And this one, Susan, the main character's best friend, has this really cool wardrobe, and that's inspired by those two. And then this teal and pink tweed is the Atlantic City one, and the other ones are all inspired by the Desperately Seeking Susan wardrobe. These two, one was just this wallpaper I liked, and one was inspired by her that case that she has, that hat box that she has. But I don't think I'm going to get to those two, so I'll put them away. I do want to make some handbags this year. This is a big bag. I kind of want to make small handbags because I like beading, and the smaller the less time it takes to bead the whole thing. So I do like the idea of beading. So maybe next month is rom-coms, so I think I'll pick some movies that have handbags in them, which isn't difficult if your main character's a woman. As I said, I'll leave the strawberry jacket out because, it was inspired by the room service, the apricot lilies on the room service tray at the very beginning of the movie. So we'll keep that out too. Okay, this rack of potential makes is slightly more manageable than it was, but it's still a little over the top. So I made a list, slightly over 2 weeks left in this month. So almost 3 weeks. So here we go. 2 dresses, 6 jackets, 2 or 3 beaded episodes about beading, and 3 mock-ups, plus 4 episodes where I do, like the last one will be the makes of this month, information episode about caring for tweed jackets, and then one about my favorite, like 9 of my favorite makes from last year, also talking about my Make 9 goals and whether I met them. And then there's going to be another episode about 2024, my overall plans for this channel and my sewing plans for the year. So so there's a few sort of talking ones, and that will give me time to make the jackets because hand finishing, all the hand sewing involved in jackets does take time. So when I wrote this list, it is ambitious, but we'll see. So I wrote this list, and then I wrote down all the days left in the month, and I've sort of evened the things out. So there's not a big clump of jackets. There's 6 are evenly spaced, and then I've got the 2 dresses dotted in between, and then the mock-ups, 3 of them in different places. So hopefully this will work out. We shall see. So now I'm going to do a little bit more work on the strawberry jacket. I just think there could be a little bit more detail on the centre front sections, but also I love the way the jewellery bits move if you sort of just stitch them down really just at one point and don't have them nestled in. It is obviously much more secure if they're nestled in things, But yeah, I think if I just have a handful, because they've got a handful more, so I think I'm going to put them in on the upper part of the sleeves, so the biceps. So whenever I lift my arm, they're sort of there, but also on the inside front of the jacket and just at the bottom of the crop, hang a few there, like they're being planted in a planter and they're just hanging over the edge. If you've ever grown strawberries in a window box or anything. So yeah, I think I would do that. And then on the back, obviously, once I finished it, I have to actually hand stitch the sleeves back together because I slit them so that I could get up inside the hole of the sleeve to do all the stitching. But the back also needs quite a few flowers. And I think I'll add a little bit more weight to the back. So maybe some of those crystal cut big glass beads in the sort of orangey colour, or maybe more of these bright opaque orange plastic roses. It just needs more weight. I'm not going to add any strawberries to the back because, yeah, I don't know if it's the pandemic that made so many people decide to be really, really antisocial when they go out in public now, but it is a problem. So I just don't want any sort of pendant style beads on the back because normal beads are fine. I don't think people are going to try and rip them off. And flowers, they're attached in like 30 or 40 different places, so you can't actually rip them off. But I feel like strawberries, they're literally low-hanging fruit. So I just, yeah. I mean, it's to the point where I'm making jackets and I'm like, well, is this going to be one I can't wear outside? Or is it going to be, it's ridiculous that it has to be a consideration when you're designing something. But unfortunately, anywho, rant over. Oh, there's this company in London, Hand and Lock, and they have it's called an embroidery competition, but it's embroidery and beading competition every year. And the applications are open. Anyone can do it. It costs like £50, or if you're a student, I think it's less. But yeah, it's £50 per entry. But I'm not sure I'm going to enter, but the guidelines for the competition are really good, and so are the design prompts. So I thought I would just mention it because it's really interesting. So if beading or embroidery are your creative outlet, I definitely recommend having a look at this. I will link the website below, but it's basically Hand and Lock. The prize, Google that and you'll find it. So the 2024 theme is Traces of Transition, embroidery that illuminates the layers of our lives. And the brief context, so yeah, it says, as we transition from the past into our future selves, what layers and fragments of the past still shine through? Some fear change while others embrace it. Change, transformation, evolution, and adaptation are all essential to our individual and collective well-being. Through self-improvement, education, and our environment, each of us emerges renewed each day. Transformation is all around us, from the ever-changing technology we carry in our pockets to the changing views from our window. Some social transformation demonstrates progress, but other changes can demonstrate a growing threat. The boiling point discourse around free speech, the increasing carbon in the atmosphere, the slow decline of craftsmanship, these changes threaten our survival and quality of life. But in response to negative change, there is reason to be joyful too across the world. And yeah, the younger generations are increasingly motivated by social justice and care deeply for the environment. As they assume positions of power and responsibility, the priorities of our government and global organisations change to reflect their concerns. In 2024, the Hand and Lock Prize asks you to consider cultural and personal transformation, visualise multiple changes layered upon one another, representing progress and decline, innovation and inertia. Combine personal optimism with collective fears and consider how these might be connected. So yeah, I just thought it was a really cool theme. So yeah, you can have different layers, or it can be about upcycling or visible hand restoration, or yeah, it's just about embrace upcycling as a metaphor for historical revisionism, or yeah, the healing process. And yeah, I just thought it was a really cool theme. Anyway, all the information's on the website, and there's different categories, like for students, and there's open, and there's if you do the fashion one, then you have to do a whole outfit. It can't just be one thing on the mannequin. It's got to be the mannequin has to be dressed. And this is just one of the past prize winners. If you want to enter the prize, then there's a list of things that you have to do, and it's £50, so it's not cheap. But I just think it's a really good design prompt. Like, I'm not going to enter, but I do think I'm going to consider the challenge, and maybe develop designs based on that, because it's really interesting topic. So anyway, I was supposed to be working on my jacket, my strawberry jacket, but these are all the beads that I've just gotten out recently, and so I decided to neaten them up and put them all back, because I usually just grab a handful out of the bag, and then I have all these bags sitting around, and such a mess. So I've put them all back in their little bags. These ones are going to go away because I'm not going to use them anytime soon. Actually, these are for the vintage knit ugly sweater. So yeah, I'm going to keep them out because I really want to do that one. And these are for the taxi one. It's a black tweed with the yellow on there. This is for the Egyptian one, spares for the Egyptian one. So I've got to keep them out. And yeah, I probably should cut the strings on those, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave them in this little box as they are, because yeah, it's easier to use one strand for this section, one strand for this section. So I'll leave them on their strands. And these ones are this is part of the Desperately Seeking Susan collection. Inspired by that movie, I want to do, one of the characters wears a costume that's silver and periwinkle blue, so I want to make a silver sequin jacket and put some either beads or flowers on it. I've got enough beads to do one and enough flowers to do one, so I'm thinking maybe I'll do two and they'll be different, but obviously I won't have time this month. Also, I didn't think the silver really matched everything else on there. So I only have time to do 6 jackets. So I think I'm going to do 6 different textiles. So there's like one jacquard, one poly, and one sequin with the hole at the top, so the French sequin, and one standard sequin. So yeah, I think I'm going to do 6 different fabrics, as well as obviously I've done the floral jacket, so that'll be 7. So there's only one tweed, I think. And yeah, I don't think I'll get to the lace or the velour one, whatever that is. But I think I'll start from that end and sort of work my way up, maybe. Oh, there's also a faux leather in there. So yeah, I think those ones are the ones I'll do this month. And the faux leather and the steel grey sequin one were ones I wanted to use to do the Heart of Midlothian on the back. So basically like the iconic jacket from Desperately Seeking Susan, but just with a different motif on the back. But I don't know. It seems like it will take a lot of time, and I've already taken so much time to do this strawberry jacket. I did end up adding these strawberries. I only had, I think, 40 of those strawberries all up. 20 of one size and 20 of another size, and I've used them all on the one jacket. I originally bought them because I wanted to make an ugly sweater that was basically a big strawberry, so it had green at the neckline and then a sort of cream ring, then coral and red for the whole of the rest of the jacket. And I was going to have like a ring of strawberries around the sort of shoulders, and then gold beads as the seeds on the bottom bit, and green these green teardrop shaped beads at the top bit. But it would have been really difficult to get the strawberries to sit correctly. So I'm kind of glad that I used them all in this, but it is ridiculously over the top. I mean, it's just blooming with flowers and fruit. It's hilarious and absolutely gorgeous. It's so chaotic. And yeah, I love it. It's so full of joy, and I really needed that now because, yeah, I've already got dozens and dozens of elegant, understated jackets. But sometimes you just need to have fun and make something that makes you smile because, yeah, gosh, we are living in a era that is questionable at the moment. So, yeah. Anyway, so I have finished the strawberry. I still have to hand stitch the sleeves back together again because I sort of slit the back seams open so that I could get in and do all the stitching. So yeah, but it's pretty much done. I'm going to let it settle, and then usually once I do one of the really big complex jackets, I let it settle for a week or two, and then I fill in any gaps that I feel need to be filled in. But this one's got a really organic shape to it. It's supposed to have deconstructed areas, and it's going to be worn over a black t-shirt. So yeah, the base jacket is black and you can see it when I've got it on a creamy white mannequin. But all of that sort of just is going to blend in once it's worn in the way that it's normally worn. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. So yeah, just really, really happy with it. Anyway, that is it. I have to go cut out some net to do the structural layer of all these jackets. So I'm going to rush off and do that. But thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been interesting and inspiring, and yeah, definitely check out the website for the Hand and Lock embroidery prize. It's such a good theme or design prompt for this year. I definitely recommend you have a look at it because a number of you have mentioned that you're looking for ways to creatively challenge yourself this year. So yeah, it's just such a good theme. So thanks again and happy sewing.